Heartbreakers, here we are. We are so excited to have the amazing, the gorgeous Brandi Glanville, known for Bravo's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and recently the Ultimate Girls Trip on Peacock. Welcome, Brandi. So how's things been?
Hey, good. So glad I missed your last guest. So there's that. We don't have to say who she was, or because she was nothing. Anyway,
are you born and raised in LA or
no? I grew up in Sacramento.
Okay.
And again, we were very poor.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, my mom was a housekeeper. My dad worked at a grocery store at night, so he slept during the day. And like my sister, my brother, and I, we were latchkey kids. We had nothing, and they're still all there. Where I was like, I'm getting the out. I have a 2-day maximum in Sacramento. My parents are still together. My sister and I are 16 months apart. We shared a room our whole lives. We'd fight. My little brother's 2 years younger. He's a cop. We were in a really rough neighborhood, like Bloods and Crips, and like my dad would get so mad because there was always renters, God forbid, and. He and my mom owned their house, but they worked so hard. So they just sent us to any school but the public school. We went to Baptist school. We went to Methodist school. We went to Lutheran school for a long time.
Have you been in open relationships before?
Just since I've been divorced, like the last 13 years. I don't like to put a title to it, so I feel safer.
Yeah.
And also, like, I am attracted to highly unavailable people.
Me too.
I think it's to protect myself. Because I've been so
nothing
broken.
Hotter than someone that doesn't want you or like is unavailable.
It's just you can tell I love a red flag. So
what's your number one red flag?
He's a player. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to chase him around for a while.
Because the game is so fun. Like once you get that person, it's like, wah. Like yes. I want the game to continue. Yes. And I think even when you're married, it has to continue. Yeah. I think a lot of married couples spend so much time together that they turn into a unit, and it's just like
weird.
You need your own space, you need your own individuality, and you need. I think you should make them jealous.
There was this study done about couples. I know I've told you this. It was a survey of people that have been married for 30 years, and they said, "When do you find your partner the most attractive?" And they said, "When somebody else finds them attractive. When we're in a social setting, I can see them through somebody else's eyes, the way that I first saw them."
Because it gets mundane. Yeah, and you're like, "Oh, you're perfect." Blah, blah.
Do you agree with staying friends with an ex?
I think that you have to give every relationship time, and you don't want people out there like actively speaking poorly about you.
What's the worst way you've caught someone cheating?
Well, on the cover of Us Weekly, somebody was like, check Perez Hilton. And I was like in the carpool lane and I was dropping off the kids, and I'm like, okay. And then I went, and it's like the cover of Us Weekly, ran to the store, got it. And we were leaving on a trip that night. My best friend was getting married to Bruce Willis. Am I going to say I'm not going?
No.
There was 2 people invited. He also said it wasn't true. All the tabloids are calling. Do you have something to say to this? I'm like, yes, I do. Well, that's when like Housewives found me.
I mean, you are the most interesting part of any of those shows. I'll always say it. I mean, there's just so much dead air on those shows. Like,
but Eddie also knew who he married. He married a spicy person that he was living vicariously through because he had to be perfect. Right. He was always perfect. You know what I mean? Like, always said the right thing. I was just very outspoken. So when this came out, like, I couldn't like understand why anyone would think I was to put it under the rug and like not be myself.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, but you know who you married and you know who you cheated on.
There was recently a bit of drama when it comes to the Ultimate Girls Trip. There's been tons of chatter about you coming back to the Housewives. Are there any updates there?
I think we have to wait for Girls Trip for my, thing to come out. It was a whole new world, because we had HR for the first time on reality television. And, the whole point of Housewives is to turn up and get unhinged. And then when you do that and somebody says, the producers are asking you, bring the party, bring the party, bring the party. We have no show. And then you bring the party and they're like, we're going to slap you on the wrist. And so you'll see. It was really difficult. I mean, the aftermath of it, like just coming home from it, we were in Morocco, was so horrible because like the narrative was that I was sexually inappropriate with a woman, and I was never alone with anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, to have that out there and people know me. I'm going to give you a lap dance. You'll probably get one later.
Yeah.
If you don't want one, you're just like,
Say,
no.
That's the whole point of the show and what you bring to
Right.
it. They're literally asking you for that, signing your paycheck for
Right.
that because you're going
and
to
then
do that.
getting mad at you for it.
And then also creating that narrative around you like, oh, wow. Like, who's protecting you is
Nobody.
like, you're literally the backbone of most of the shows.
But I'm not
And-
going to be the fall guy for
Yeah.
the fact that they have HR now. Because if
Mhm.
I go down, I'm burning the house down. Like, it was a giant party of all of us, like me and Eva, clapping each
Yeah.
other's butts. Like, it was nothing. But I think that, she woke up the next day, had buyer's remorse. She's like, she was drunk. She's like, what did I do last night? She did nothing. Like, we are all together at all times. And all the other girls saw it
Stand
the same
up for
way.
yourself. You
Yeah,
have
but they
to
saw it
stand
the
up
same
for
way I
yourself.
saw it. They're like, you did
Mhm.
nothing wrong. So I was wasted. It was starting at 9:30 drinking
Mhm.
and smoking all day. This is like the 18th hour of us working. You don't get time off on these girls'
Mhm.
trips. It's 7 days all day.
By the way, encouraged to do that though.
Right,
like it's like let's like drink.
Oh, they bring vodka on the bus for us.
Yeah.
I mean, no, but
You understand the assignment.
Right.
That is what you do.
that is what that is exactly what I said.
Yes.
And by the way, I got an email from the head of Bravo saying,
Yeah.
we loved what you did last girls' trip. Keep up the good work. Like, this is amazing. And now I'm in trouble for it. So I just think, again, know your audience kind of situation like we talked about earlier.
when pain happens and then it makes you do something else. Like you're
Right.
chatting
But
to this
that's
new
why I was
producer
like
now
in
trying to
like
make a
a
show.
cocoon for
Yeah.
like 3 months, like
Yeah.
having that narrative out there.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
No,
But
it's horrible. It affected my
It only
children.
helps them because it's just
Promotion for the show.
Yes.
You can't be promoting me and like saying, producing and asking us all to do something that then we could possibly get in trouble for.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, they don't jive, the HR and reality TV. And they're having a lot of problems. And in fact, I found out like Vanity Fair is doing this huge expose on them. They reached out to me. I chose not to speak to them. I was like not in a good place to have that narrative. And they said, please don't talk about it. So I did what my bosses asked me to do. And I stayed with my head in the sand. And I looked more guilty than ever. And it did me no good. All the girls were texting me, like, because I got fired, but I got put in the Mandarin Oriental, a huge hotel. I was like, "Yeah, you're fired." I've never been fired before. I mean, this is great, but they were texting me like, "The party's gone. It's so boring. It's horrible."
Hopefully
And-
that really comes across in the show.
That's what I'm saying. It's their
Like that
loss.
the party
It's
was
their
over when you
loss.
left.
Yeah. Because also they were all like, "You don't get to say that about my friend. We were all there,"
Yeah.
and so it turned into,
That's good.
"You're gonna." Really break the fourth wall or the third wall? We're really breaking because the
Fourth.
producers come in. Now the producers are on camera.
What if they
I'm
make it all about the
watching.
drama of you leaving?
Well, that's
Is that
what
what
it's
it's going to
gonna
be?
be,
Oh,
'cause-
okay, yeah, because there's nothing
Well,
else.
the first 4 days were great,
Mm.
and there was so much drama happening. We didn't need more drama. Like, it
Seems
was so good,
Mm.
and it was naturally, authentically good because you're putting people together that you would never put together.
Mm.
And some people have history, some people didn't. Like Phaedra, Eva, and Vicky and I, we were on the first girl, like our, ex-wives club trip together. So we had gone through it. And like Vicky and I were like not friends. I'm like, we are not going to like each other. And now we're very close. But
Vicky Gumbleton?
yeah.
Oh,
So you come through it, and like
interesting.
I love resolution. I live for
Yeah.
it. And so we had that, but then they brought in like people that had problems with, me, and people that had problems with Vicky, and people that had problems with, Phaedra does not. She's a lawyer. She's like, no, I'm saying shit. She's one of those people that she's an observer and has her signature cocktail. So when she tells me nothing happened, I trust that bitch. Like that bitch in a good way.
Yeah. We will see you next time. And we are Heartbreakers Podcast on YouTube, Spotify,
Woo-hoo!
everywhere. Brandi is at
Brandi Glanville Unfiltered and Brandi Glanville everywhere.
Bye, Felicia.
Boom, bitches.